This is the starter screen. As you can see here, you can see this is the command page where you can write all the commands that you want the software to do for you, or any work that you want this software to do for you. Here you will see the variables. Here you can find the properties of the variables and all the commands that you will run, that will be shown over here. Okay, I believe that some of you or some people must have heard about Stata, how it works. So before going to data analysis, I would like to discuss something about basic data handling. Okay, so when we start with data, what are the things that we first look at? The main things that we want to look at about the data is about how it looks. And for this purpose, the first tool that we have is the graphics. We can plot data, we can plot line graphs, bar graphs, pie charts, histogram, scatter plots, and many other different type of graphs that are available with Stata, that you can plot very few commands. Apart from this, we can see about the properties of the variables that we are using, like summary statistics, descriptive statistics. We can run regression and all other statistical method. You can apply all the methodology that is available to you and that is useful for your research. So since I am more concerned about descriptive statistics, I will directly show you the startup page and show you the hands-on how you can perform different activities on startup. Okay, so first of all, I would like to show you some features of startup, that how can you import data in the startup, how can you export it, how can you save it. So on the top you can see there are few things written like file, edit, data, graphics, statistics, user, window, help command. So first of all, you can open file command and import your data in the from the here. Data, you can import any kind of data in the Stata, like you can import Excel data if data is delimited format or CSV format or any fixed format, or you can use even other formats like SPSS or any other format that is available to you. You can import directly into this data. So first of all, I would like to show you some. I would like to import a do file or open a do file that I have prepared for this session. As you Here you can see, this is a do file where you can write all your commands that has to be performed, or you can first of all write all the commands at one side, and sequentially you can run it on starter. So before going to descriptive statistics, first of all I would like to import a data set and show you how the data will look in the starter. So I have imported already downloaded a data set for you from Google, and the data set, the command to import the data set is import. If it is in Excel format, you can use the Excel command, or you can directly open your or import the file from this section also. Because the startup provides you all the options, you can directly write the command to import a data, or there is a drop down box from where you can use to import or export data or save, or you can perform any functions by using drop down menu or either by writing the commands. So first of all, I would like to show you how you can use the drop down box to import any data. Since the data I have downloaded is in Excel format, I will use the first command, that is Excel spreadsheet. And here you can see a second page has opened for me where it is asking that where my data is located. So I will click on browse and see where my data is. So this is the data that I have downloaded for all of you for this session. So I will select the student file. Now you can see there is a overview of the data below. Now here there are few options, like as you know that in Excel you can store many sheets. So which sheet you want to open for this data? Since my data is in the first sheet, I will not make any changes here. But definitely you can make a change that where your up to from which column to which column your data is located, and from which row to which row you want your data to be uploaded in Stata. Since my data is up to n n column only, I will select n here. Okay, you can change any range, data cell range, that from which range to which range or up to which range you want your data to be uploaded in Stata. I have by default it was selected at a column first row and n column 85th row. So first of all I will select it. Okay, now as you can see the first row, it is now it is not showing as row or variable names. So first of all select it as variable names. Now you can see the first row has gone above and it is showing as a variable name. Now I can import it and click OK. Now you can see the data has been imported. As you can see here in variable section, data is showing on my left side of the screen. You can scroll down or right left to see the variable names and the data. Now I want to see my data first. So there are two options, data editor and data browser. So first of all I will click on data browser to see how my data looks like. Now here you can see that on the top row it is ID or variable name given over here. ID, last name, first name, city, state, gender, student status, major, country, age, and all other names that are variable names that I have used for this study or that is given in this data set. When you go from top to down, you can see the number of observation. Here you can see in variable properties, there are total 14 variables and the number of observations is 84. Memory is 64 and size is 7.30 KB. Now I can close this page and come back to the main Stata page. Now what are the operations you can do here? Now you can see there are other options as well. There is one option that is graphics. Any kind of graph you can make from here. Any kind of statistics you want to calculate like summary, tabulation, or any other kind of logic model, probit model, time series model, anything you want to do with your data set, you can use it from here. Also, if you want anything to change in your data, you can use these commands from data, make any changes. Now, very briefly, I will like to see my data. What are the variable names and what are the properties that are associated with the data set. So first command that I will use is describe. As soon as I type the command describe, the Stata will show me all the variable names, storage capacity, number of observations, variable size, and variable labels. What are the names of the variables that are stored in my data set? Okay, so as you can see, first variable is ID, second is last name, first name, city, state, gender, student status, major, country, age. Another variable is city, something, average score, height, and newspaper readership. So these are my variables that are available that I have imported from Excel file into the Stata. Now the next operation that I want to do with my Stata is to find the descriptive statistics. What are the other features that I want to see? So the second command that I will use is summarize to see the statistics. You can also run the same command summarize from here, do file from this button, or you can directly type it from here, summarize. Or simply in short, you can also write some command that will give the summary statistics of all the variables that are listed over here. So you can see as soon as I type the sum command that is summarize, it has given me a list that gives variable names on the one side, other side the number of observation, mean score, standard deviation, minima and maxima. But also you can see there are some rows that are empty. So another question is why these rows are empty. observation is 0 and empty. So first let's check out the properties of these variables. So I will open the data editor. I will check the last name. So you can see here in variable section, it is written as string 5. So when the data generally, the data store data in two formats, either in number format or string format or in mixed format, that is number and string. When the when there is number format, as you can see id, it is a number format given as bytes or float. Sometimes it is written as byte, float, or long format. And when there is a character like abcd or anything like name, graduates, these all are characters that data has defined here. So these are string variables, and therefore it has not shown me the properties of these variables. So to in order to see, I will use another command, that is tab stat. First of all, I would like to see my one variable, that is measure. Sorry, the measure variable is not there. So the another command that I will use is tab stat. Now here the variable is, the stata is showing an error, that is variable read news is not found. When you will minimize it and see the variable list, you will see there is no variable such as read news. There is another variable that is called newspaper. So I would like to change the name of that variable to read news. So the command for change the variable name is rename the old variable name that you want to change, and then subsequently you can type the new variable name. So I will type here read news. As soon as I press enter, you can see the name of the variable has changed from this to read news. Now again, I can rerun the command and see what it displays. Now as soon as I run the tab stat command with the variable names, variable that I have used here is age, sat, average score, height in inches, read news, and the descriptive statistics I wanted to started to display for me are mean, standard deviation, median, variance, count, range, minima, and maxima. So you can see from here the results that Stata has displayed for me is, on the one side there is the list of descriptive statistics that I have set Stata to display for me, and on the other hand, on the top column you can see the name of variables. So you can see the age. First of all, the variable age. Here the mean score for age is 25.2. SAT is 1848. Average height. The average score is 80. Height in inches is 66, and read newspaper is 4.8. Similarly, percentile score is given. Standard deviation is given. Variance is given. Number of observation is also given. You can see in every variable, for every variable there are 30 observations for age, for SAT, for average score, for height in inches, and for read newspaper. All have 30 observations. The minimum value is given as 18 for age, and maximum value is given as 39. Similarly, range, the difference between minima and maxima is called range. It is given as 21. Standard deviation is the deviation from the mean value, which is shown here 6.870226. Similarly, for SAT, the deviation is 275.11, and so on. So these are my descriptive statistics. Similarly, anything that you want the Stata to display for you, descriptive statistics like mean, median, skewness, kurtosis, you can type over here and the Stata will display for you. Let us do it one more time. Tab stat. Variable name I want to see is gender, age, and the descriptive statistics I want to see is kurtosis, mean, kurtosis, skewness. Now you can see the Stata is showing that string variables are not allowed in variable list. Since all these variables are string, so it cannot show me the descriptive statistics of all these variables. So let us change the variable name. I am removing gender for second here. The spelling mistake over here. Now, as soon as I have entered tab stat age, mean and kurtosis, Stata has displayed for me the average or the mean score of age and the kurtosis value for age. As you know, the kurtosis is shows the peakedness of the distribution. And since it is 1.92, which is less than 3, we can say the curve or the age distribution is a platykurtic curve. Now again, let us come to the next thing that we want to see, that is hypothesis testing. The next thing or the most important thing in our research is hypothesis testing that we want to perform, like t-test, z-test or f-test. So first of all, we must know what is hypothesis. It is basically an assumption that we from where we start our research, like, and we want to derive an conclusion. There can be any kind of assumption that we may start, like, or we want to test in the starter, like the average score. Suppose you want to check whether the average score in class is 20 or not, or you assume that the suppose hypothesis, you start with a hypothesis that the earth is moving around the sun, and you want to test whether your hypothesis is correct or not. So all these things are can be considered as hypothesis, and it is conducted to arrive at conclusion whether the difference is real or is just by a chance that the hypothesis you are or the result that you are getting is just a chance or it is real difference. So we start with two kind of hypothesis, like null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. The null hypothesis is the assumption that we start with, that there is basically no difference and it is tested for a possible rejection under the assumption that it is true. That means we start with that. Suppose, let us take an example that we want to test whether the average per capita income of two states differ significantly or not. So the what will be our null hypothesis? The null hypothesis will be there is no significant difference between the per capita income of two states, like whether you can compare any two states like UP and Bihar or Uttarakhand with Delhi, that whether the income or per capita income of two states is significantly differ or not. So this will become our null hypothesis, and what we want to test is there must be a significant difference between the per capita income of the two states. Now when we test alternate hypothesis, there can be three alternate hypotheses. Either we can test for a two-tailed test, like we don't know whether the income of which state is greater, whether it is Uttarakhand or Delhi, or we start with the assumption that the income per capita income of one state is more than the other. So if we start with one tail test, our null hypothesis will be mu1, mu a is greater than mu b. Sorry, there is a misprint. Mu b. So basically, we start with a null hypothesis, and our basic idea is that we want to reject our null hypothesis so that alternate hypothesis can be accepted. So what are the steps to check a hypothesis? So there are basically 5 steps to go with or to check a hypothesis. The first is the assumptions that we start with, that is a distribution must be a normal distribution, that is it must be evenly distributed on both the sides of a normal distribution curve. Second thing is the direction of the test. We must be aware about what is the direction of the test, whether we want to perform a two-tailed test or we want to perform a one-tailed test. Okay. And the next thing, the third thing that we must be assured about or we must start with is level of significance, is that is the acceptance acceptance level of acceptance. Okay, it is generally we take with 95% or 1%, and the other is then we calculate our statistics like jet test or t test, and then compare our jet test score with the critical value, whether it lies within the critical zone or it lies in acceptance zone, and then we either can accept our null hypothesis or we can fail to accept our null hypothesis. So here you can see in this graph, this is our, at this point, this is our critical zone in both the sides. Sorry. In this graph, you can see this is the confidence interval. Suppose we are taking with 95% confidence, we are taking a level of significance of 95%. It means our score, if our score lies between this region, we can accept our null hypothesis. If it falls beyond either this side or either this side, then we will fail to accept our null hypothesis, as you can see in this graph. This is an example of two-tailed test, this figure, and in these two figures, it is a right-tailed test and it is a left-tailed test. So we must know whether we want to perform a right-tailed test, left-tailed test, or a two-tailed test. So in Stata, generally t-tests are of three types: one sample t-test, independent sample t-test, and dependent sample t-test. In student t-test, we generally compare the population mean with our sample mean, and we want to check whether the sample that we have taken has come from the population or not. Okay. So there are some assumptions that we must check with before performing a t-test, that like I have earlier told also, that the distribution must be a random distribution, and all the observations in sample are independent. They must not be multi-correlated or correlated with each other. The sample size is not large to be performed to test t-test. The assumed value mu, or the mean value of population, is correct value. Samples are taken correctly and recorded correctly. So these are the precondition before we perform a t-test. We must be assured that all these things are correctly recorded and checked. After that, we will come to t-test, but before, we must know what is one sample t-test. A one sample t-test is the mean of a single group, again a known mean. Like suppose a factory, in a factory of some kind of machine or is built, and we want to check whether the product that is manufactured in the factory is eligible for a minimum quality check and belongs to the population. So in order to check this, we perform a single one sample t-test. I will show you in a Stata how can we perform a sample t-test, one sample t-test. In order to perform a one sample t-test, first of all, we need a data set. So let's come to Stata. First of all, since we have already loaded data in Stata, I would like to remove this data. So the command to remove this data from Stata is clear all. Once you will remove all the data set, you can now import a new data set in your Stata. There are already some data sets that are given in Stata that are called example data sets. You can use these example data sets to perform any kind of t-test. So I have already selected the data that we will use, that is system VPY-DTA. So first of all, we will go to example datasets and import the PP datasets. You can see here BPY-DTA. Simply you have to click use this dataset, and the Stata will import this dataset as it is. So you can see here we have 5 variables in this dataset: patient ID, sex, age group, BP before and BP after. Let's have a look at this data set. This is our data. You can see in the first column it is the patient ID. In second column it is the gender of the person, whether he is male, female, age group in which category he belongs to, before, BP before and BP after. Now, before taking a T test, we want to check the data, the descriptive statistics of this data. So first of all, we will use the command describe to see our data. After that, we can use the command summarize to see the descriptive statistics. Now here you can see the variables are listed in the left hand side, and in the right hand side there are the number of observations, the mean value, the standard value, the minimum and the maximum value is given. For patient, there are total 120 observations with mean value of 60.5, standard deviation of 34.78, minimum value is 1 and maximum value is 120. For gender or sex, number of observation is 120, mean is 0.5. Since our gender is with value 0 and 1, that is a categorical variable, the value is 0 and 1, therefore standard deviation is 0.5. Age group 120, mean value is 2 and it is categorized as 1, 2 and 3, so the value is 1 to 3. BP is 120, mean value is 156, standard deviation is 11.38, minimum is 138 and maxima is 185. BP after is also, the number of observation for this variable is also same, 120 with average value of 151.35, standard deviation of 14.17, minimum value of 125 and maximum value of 185. Now the first thing that we want to check is that how the histogram of this data will look like. So we will use the command histogram and the variable name BP before to see in a plot how the graph of this data will look like. You can see this is more or less like a normal distribution graph, but for more we can check other things also. Now we have assumed that the BP before that. Now we want to check whether the BP before variable, whether the mean value is or the sample value is same as the population value. So for this we must have a population mean value. So here we have assumed that the population mean value is 155 and we want to check or compare it with the sample value. So the command for t test or t statistics here is t test. For one sample t test is t test. As soon as we use the command t test BP before is equal to, here one more thing, in Stata it does not recognize 1 equal to, you have to give here 2 equal to signs to perform the activity. So t test BP before double equal to 155. As soon as we have entered, it have given us a chart where it has given the number of observations, the sample value, this is the mean value 156.45, standard error, standard deviation, the confidence interval, and here you can see this is our t-score 1.3946. Now what before rejecting or accepting null hypothesis, we must know what is our null hypothesis. The null Stata here shows this is our null hypothesis. The null hypothesis was the mean value or mean BP before score is 155 and we want to reject this hypothesis. To reject this hypothesis, we must have three alternate hypotheses. So the first main alternate hypothesis is that the mean value or the mean score is not equal to 155. Again, this is our two-tailed test. It is the alternate hypothesis for two-tailed test. In case we want to perform a one-tailed test, there are two other hypotheses, that mean score is greater than 115 and mean score is less than 115. In order to check whether we can accept or reject null hypothesis, Stata gives us the p-values. Here you can see 0.9171, 0.01657 and 0.08. In all these cases, you can see the value is greater than 0.5. In here also you can see value is more than 0.05. In this case also the value is greater than 0.05, and in this case also the value is more than 0.5. So first of all, we must understand what does p value represent. So the p value basically shows that the chance of value falling at extreme ends, whether the value, this graph, look at this graph. Now, since we are, first of all, we want to check our null hypothesis, and if the value of t lies between this region, this portion 2.5% here left side and 2.5% on right side, then we can reject our null hypothesis. In other case, we can accept our null hypothesis is the value of t lies between in this 95% area. On the other hand, if we are performing our t-tail right tail test or left tail test, the value must have been, to reject our null hypothesis, must have been greater than or should lie in the red zone area. There it is. So if the value is less than 0.5, since either we can use, there are two methods, either we can use t tables that is given in the last section of the book. You can compare your value, the t score, with the critical value that is given in the t table, whether it lies in the acceptance region or in the rejection region, and you can similarly accept or reject your null hypothesis, or otherwise you can use this p value. That is, the thumb rule is, if the value is less than 0.5, you can reject the null hypothesis or you can accept the null hypothesis in other case. So this is our t test. We can take another example. Let me clear this data. Another example I have used is a automobile data. Now you can see the data set over here. There are few variables. First of all, let's check the data. What is about? So there are total 74 observations. Total number of variables is 12. The total size of the data is, or total number of records in the data set is 3184. The variable names are given over here, and what is all about is given in the variable label sites. Now we can check first of all descriptive statistics of this data. We use the command sum. As soon as we type, it will give us number of observations, average score or mean value, standard deviation, minima and maxima. After that, I want to check the one t-test for this data set. So for that, I will use the command t-test and run for mpg is equal to 20. We have assumed that the population mean here is equal to 20. So you can check what is mpg. Mpg is the mpg variable is the mileage. It shows the mileage, and we have assumed that the mileage for the bike is 20. So we use the command t-test mpg double is equal to 20 and press enter. This is the result that Stata will display for you. The first of all, the observation, total number of observation is 74. The mean value is 21.29 as compared to the population mean. This is the sample mean. The population mean we have assumed. Here you can see that the population mean we have assumed is equal to 20, whereas the sample mean is 21.29. Standard error is 0.67. Standard deviation is 5.78. This is the t-score 1.9289. Degree of freedom is 73. Now let us directly come to the alternate hypothesis. In two-tailed test, if we assume that our alternate hypothesis like that the average mileage is not equal to 20, then first of all we will check the p-value. Here you can see the p-value is greater than 0.05. Therefore we can accept the null hypothesis and say that this is just by a chance that we failed to accept the null hypothesis. In other case, if the mean value we assume that the alternate hypothesis is that it is greater than 20. Now here you can see that the p value is less than 0.05. In this case, we can reject our null hypothesis and accept the alternate hypothesis that the sample mean is greater than 20. In alternative case, when the mean value alternate hypothesis, if we assume that the mean value is less than 20, the p value that Stata gives us is 0.9712, which is greater than our p value, or the level of significance, that is 5% that we have started with, is 0.97. Therefore we also accept this null hypothesis that the mean value, or we fail to reject our null hypothesis from this assumption. So basically, we in Stata, either we can use our t score, this value, to check whether we can accept or reject our null hypothesis, or alternatively Stata gives you a p value from where you can directly, without checking the tables that is given in the backside of your book, or you can Google it, you can directly check whether you have to accept the null hypothesis or reject the null hypothesis. This is our p value. Here you can see, since the p value is less than 0.05, we can reject this null hypothesis and accept this alternate hypothesis that the mean value is greater than, or the mean mileage is greater than 20. It is not just by a chance. Now the next second t-test is second type of t-test that we want to check, or is our independent sample t-test, and the third is our dependent sample t-test. Now what is the difference between dependent sample t-test and independent sample t-test? So the basic difference is that here we compare in the first in if you see, in one sample t-test we have only one sample. We have either the mileage of vehicles, or there was only one sample for a population. But in the independent sample t-test, we have two groups. For example, you could run a t-test to see if the average test score of male and female are different. Suppose in a classroom there are 20 students are studying, and a test is, and in 20 students there are 10 males and 15 females, and a test is conducted, and we want to check whether the average test score for male and female is same or is different. So in that case, in that scenario, we can perform an independent sample t-test. Similarly, for independent sample t-test, we will use a data set, that is system BP wide, that I have used earlier. So first remove this data, clear all, clear all. As you can see, the earlier data that we were using is not now showing. So now we can load our new data set. Our new data set is again system vpy.dta. We can directly run this command from do file, and the Stata will perform the function for you. And you can see again the old data set has been uploaded in the Stata. Now, first of all, we want to see a histogram. Earlier, we can see a normal histogram for this. This was the normal histogram that we have seen before. Now, I want to categorize it into two groups, male and female. So, we will write it like this. We'll use the command histogram BPV4 by 6. Sorry. Now you can see that the Stata has given me a histogram of BP before in and divided into two categories. One category in the left side is for male and in the other side it is for female. Now it is not clear from this figure whether the average score for male and female are equal or not. So for this we will again perform a t-test, that is independent sample t-test, to check whether the two groups have the same score or have a different score. So the Stata command for this is t-test, as we use BP before, and now since we want to categorize or group the variable into two groups, two categories, male and female, we will use the command by, and in bracket we will write sex variable name. As soon as you will perform the test, Stata will give you a result like this, where you can see it has divided the variable into two groups, male and female. In male, you can see there are total number of 60 observations with mean score of 159. In female category, there are 60 observations and a mean score of 153.63. Standard error is given here, standard deviation, confidence interval is given, and also Stata has given you a combined score of all these variables. The total number of combined observation, male and female, total is 120, mean score is 156, standard error, and all these things are given. Now here you can see our null hypothesis was that the mean score of male and female is not different or is equal to 0. For this, the t-test or the t-value that Stata has performed has given us the value of 2.7848 with degrees of freedom of 118. Now in this scenario, we have three alternate hypotheses. This is the alternate hypothesis for a two-tailed test. These two are alternate hypothesis for a one-tailed test. Now you can see here that in two-tailed test, the value of or a p-value is less than 0.05. Therefore, we can reject our null hypothesis that the mean value or the mean score of male and female is same or not different, and accept our alternate hypothesis. On the other hand, in this scenario also, you can see, since in this case when we perform two-tailed test, we are not sure about whether it is on which side it is skewed, whether it is left or right, whether the score of male is higher or female is higher. Therefore, Stata also performs alternate scenario, that is the difference is greater than 0 and the difference is less than 0. Okay, so you can see in this case also the p-value is less than 0.05. Therefore, we can accept this we can reject this null hypothesis. On the contrary, here you can see the difference is less than 0 for the alternate hypothesis, where we have assumed that the difference between the mean score of male and female is less than 0. The value is 0.99, which is greater than. Therefore, we have to accept the null hypothesis that there is no significant difference between the mean male score of male and female. Therefore, this is a way to perform a independent sample t-test in Stata. The simple command is t-test BP before. Since you have to categorize the variable into two groups, since we have given a two group, we have to write it by, and in bracket we write the variable name by which we want to categorize it. Okay, any problem up to here? Anyone, any questions? Anyone want to ask any question here over here? So let us move to the next thing, that is our paired t-test. For that, we will use another data set and remove our old data set. Now for this, we are going to use a data set that I have downloaded from internet, that is use HTTP fuel dataset. So I will quickly load this dataset. Just click this command, execute command, and it will load your dataset. Now you can see here also there are only two variables, mpg1 and mpg2. Now for pair t-test, sorry. Now for pair t-test, we just have to compare whether the mileage in one scenario is equal or different. So we will use the command t-test mpg1 is equal to mpg2. Now here the one most important thing in pair t-test is that we have information when we conduct a pair t-test. We have information or the variable is same, but we have two time periods, or we can say that data for that variable we have is twice, one before the test, or that is before you can take an example like that. In a classroom you conduct a test before the teaching and you conduct a test after teaching, and then you compare the score whether the teaching has any effect on the score of students in a classroom. So in that scenario, we use a dependent sample t-test to check whether the factor that we have introduced, like teaching, has any effect on the score of students in the classroom or not. So in that scenario, when we check our t-test score, pair t-test value, it has given that there are total 12 observations in MPG or variable 1, and there are 12 observation in variable 2. The difference is 12. This is our mean score, standard error, and all the other things. This is our t score, that is minus 2.244. The alternate hypothesis here also is the mean difference between the two scenario, that is before and after, is 0, and the alternate hypothesis for this is it is not equal to 0. So the p-value you can check here is that the p-value is equal to 0.0463, which is less than 0.05. Therefore, we can reject our null hypothesis and accept the alternate hypothesis. Now, there are two alternate hypotheses over here. One is that it is greater than 0, and the other alternate scenario is that it is less than 0. You can see that the p-value that is less than 0, the p-value for alternate hypothesis where the mean difference is less than 0 is 0.002, which is less than 0.05. Therefore, in this case, we reject our null hypothesis and accept our alternate hypothesis that the mean difference is less than 0, while on the contrary, in this scenario, the p-value is greater than 0.05. Therefore, we have to accept, or we have failed to reject our null hypothesis. This is how we test a t-test. We perform a t-test in Stata. The command is simple, t-test. Now the only difference is whether you want to perform an independent sample t-test or a paired t-test or a one sample t-test. On that scenario, you have to change. You have to make a little bit change in the Stata commands. Let's have a quick recall. For one sample t-test, we have used the command t-test, where we already had a population mean value for which we want to compare our sample mean value, and these were the results. In second case, independent sample t-test, we wanted to check whether the two groups, whether male and female, the mean score was same or different, or the two groups have came from same population or a different population. For that, we have compared our p-value. In two-tailed test, the value was 0.006, which was less than. Therefore, we have rejected our null hypothesis and accepted the alternate scenario. And in last case, in last t-test, we have tested for pair t-test, where we have conducted a test on pre and post. Generally, in pair t-test, we we take a scenario before something and after something. Means we include a treatment group. Okay, suppose there is in classroom we introduce teaching a new methodology of teaching, and in old classroom the old methodology is followed. So we can check the t-score whether which method is better or giving more robust results. At last, the third topic that we had to discuss today was OLS. So for this, I must ordinary least square. First of all, let us clear all the data sets that we have uploaded here. Let me show you first of all about something about OLS simple regression, how the data perform the simple regression model. The simple command for OLS model is regress or reg, our dependent variable, and then our independent variable. Okay. In case you have only one dependent variable and one independent variable, you can simply type the command regress y. If your dependent variable is y and independent variable is x, you can simply give a command regress y on x. In case you are going to perform a multiple regression, you can add more variables after x, like anything a b c d, anything, any name that you want, any variable that you want to add in the regression model or simple linear model, you can add in these results. Here you can see this is how Stata gives a simple regression results in its output. This is the model. Here you can see that number of observations, f value, probability, r square, adjusted r square, and root MEC. Here it is the p value that Stata gives for every dependent and independent variables. Now come to the Stata and let us see how we can perform OLS in our Stata. First of all, we have to load a data set. As we know, to load data set, we can use either directly from file menu. You can go to file menu and upload a data, or if you have already a downloaded data in your system, you can upload it using import command, or if it is in Stata format, you can directly open the data from open command. Here you can directly use open command to open any data set, or you can use this command use if the data you are using a pre-installed data set of Stata. So I am using a pre-installed data set. So the command that I'm giving is use this. So as soon as I run the command, the Stata has uploaded a data set for me. First of all, I would like to check the properties of this data set. So I will use the command describe to see what are the variables that I have uploaded in my Stata. So here you can, in the left side, you can see there are variable names like state, region, population, area, density, metro, waste, and all others. And here there is some details about these variables like density, it is measured in people per square mile, area, land area, square miles, population, it is the population of 1990, region, it is about geographical region, and so on. So now we want to check the descriptive properties of this data set. So we will write the command summarize to check the other descriptive statistics. Now you can see the state, since it is a string variable, it is not showing anything over here, but other things like region, there are total 50 observations. The mean value is 2.54, minima is 1, and maxima is 4. Population, the number of observation is 50, the mean score is this much, standard deviation, mean value, and maximum value. All the things are given once you type the command summarize in Stata, and all the descriptive statistics are displayed at once. Also, you can use, if you don't want to see the descriptive statistics of all variables, you can specify the variable name for which variable you want to see the descriptive statistics. Suppose I want to see the descriptive statistics of population only. I will write the command summarize population and press enter. It will show me only the descriptive statistics of one variable, that is population, and it is total number of observation is 50, mean value is this much, standard deviation, minima, and maxima is displayed over here. You can also check, you can also see the cross tabulation, that in you can cross tabulate the values, like suppose in which state how many people are living in. So for that we can use a command tabulate, TAB, use the region, and then specify the other variable for which we want to prepare a cross tab chart. So once you press this, it will categorize it accordingly. Since one variable was long, it has given me a very large sample table. I would like to change it. So since these variables are there are so many values in this variable, the table is very big. I cannot display it over here. Now let us directly come to the regression model that we want to run and check whether the values are significant or not significant. For this, the command is regression. You can directly write reg or re command to run to say starter that we want the output for regression. Suppose our dependent variable, we can take any dependent variable. Suppose I want to regress CSAT and expense. So I will regress this CSAT value on expense and run this. As you can see, the starter has given us the result. In this case, CSAT is our dependent variable and expense is our independent variable. These are the model values. The total number of observation for this model, regression model, was 51. F value is 13.61. It gives us the overall model fitness. R square, since the probability value of is 0.00, almost 0, which is less than 0.05, we can say that model is good enough. R square is 0.21. Since, as we know, the R square, it is a correlation coefficient, and the better or the more higher the R square, better the model is. Since our R square is less, we can say that model is not very much fitted, or we can say the expense does not very explain the CSAT too much. Now look at the coefficient. Here the coefficient is, first of all, you can see there is a negative relationship. The minus sign shows there is a negative relationship between expense and CSAT values. But again, you can also but before going to any conclusion, first we have to check the p values. You can see the p value is 0.000, which is less than 0.005. Therefore, the value is significant and we can consider it. Okay, so this was our OLS model that we have performed, or this is how we can perform our regression in our startup. Now I want to ask if you have any questions, you can ask. Anyone, any questions?
किसी भी प्रतिभागी का कोई भी प्रश्न हो आप जरूर पूछिएगा.
Anything related to Stata, or how to operate Stata, or how can we perform different functions in Stata? There are other things as well, like after performing OLS model, we have to check. There are many assumptions like we have to check multicollinearity, heteroscedasticity, and for autocorrelation. But due to time constraint, I could not explain all these things. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask. Anyone, any questions? Someone is asking about Minitab. That can be in some another session, but today it was a session on Stata, so I will address this kind of question in any other session where Minitab can be addressed. Any other question? Any other question if anyone have?